So, decided to do a review on the Fiido M1. Before I bought this bike, I was looking for reviews to try and figure out, you know, what it's like and everything before I bought it. But there wasn't really any reviews in English. So, I thought there might be other people out there looking for reviews on this as well. So, I thought I would do one. It's a fat Tyre e-bike. And it's my new favourite toy. It has had a few issues, but I'll go into that later. So I would probably say the bike does about 30 miles max on the single charge, and that's a mixture of using pedal assist and using a little bit of the throttle, but I only really use the throttle when I'm going uphill, because you can go faster going uphill if you pedal and use the throttle at the same time. So yeah, but obviously the throttle's not legal in this country, so I try not to use it. I've been trying just to use the pedals, but as I say, going uphill, if you press your throttle and pedal at the same time, it definitely gets you up there faster. So it probably takes around 67 hours. That's 627, not 67. It probably takes about 67 hours to fully charge. When I get home at night, I just stick it on through the night and switch it off in the morning when I get up to go to the toilet or whatever. So yeah, I've not had any issues at all so far with the battery, charging it, etc. It seems to charge fine, holds a charge pretty well. The only thing that I will say is the charger that comes with it. Obviously this bike was made in China, so it comes with an adapter, like a UK adapter. To begin with, I thought that either the adapter or there was something wrong with the battery, because it wouldn't charge. But little did I know, if you need to make sure your charger's sitting properly, otherwise if it's weighing down on the actual plug, it can like free the plug from the charger that's going into the wall kind of thing. So just watch for that. But when you plug it in to charge it, you also need to make sure that your ignition is on. If I switch my ignition off, the bike won't charge. So you need to make sure your ignition is switched on. You don't have to make sure, like this doesn't have to be switched on or anything like that up here. Just your key underneath needs to be switched to the on position. I don't know if they're all like that. I've not really seen that in any reviews before, but I know mine, I have to do that. So anyway, managed to figure it out in the end, and I've not had any issues with that so far. So yeah, so this is your display. This just switches on, off and on. Again, I've not had any issues with this at all. Level 1, basically your throttle is the same no matter what level it's on. But if you're using your pedal assist, level 1, you'll not go too fast. You maybe go about 19 kilometers per hour, 18, 19, and obviously the further up you go, yep, up to level 3, then it's just maximum. It will go as fast as it can go. So that's that. You've got 7 gears. Don't really use them an awful lot, to be quite honest with you, because, well, you're using the pedal assist. To me it doesn't really matter what gear you're on. Let's see. So the seat, I wouldn't say the seat is exceptionally comfortable. Maybe I'm just needing to get used to it a wee bit. But yeah, I dare say once I've ridden it a few times, maybe the seat will feel a little better. If not, I'll maybe just get another one fitted. Maybe one that's a little bit wider and a little bit more cushioned for my big butt. But yep, so that's that. It's got suspension. There's a little thing here where you can lock it so that your suspension isn't on, or have your suspension on. I've just got it on all the time. Round the back here you've got some suspension as well, but again, it's nothing fantastic. It's not too bad. It's better than no suspension, let's put it that way. Yeah, so I paid £950 for this bike. The reason I paid so much for it though was so that I could get it in time for Christmas last year. But if you're willing to wait a little bit longer, I think maybe about a month to a month and a half for delivery, because most of them are coming from a warehouse in Poland, so it's taking it can take a long time to get here, apparently due to Brexit, etc. But I actually got mine from a website called Bicycle Land. They're based down in London and they've actually got them in stock down there. So yeah, it was delivered within about a week and a half, and it was okay on delivery. Nothing was broken or anything like that. So yep. So on the front here we've got a light, and this is actually part of the bike. But on the back we don't. We just have a reflector, which is this part here. This little light here I added onto the bike myself. It's just a little USB light and just straps round about the seat. It's needing charge at the moment actually. But yeah, the tyres, I had to obviously pump the tyres up a little bit. I think we put them at 16 psi, I think. It was my friend that actually did it for me. But yeah, you don't want the tyres to be too hard when they're tyres like this anyway, especially if you're out on trails and stuff like that. But yep, so that is that. It's also got a horn. I can just switch it on. So your light button is here. Your horn. It's quite annoying actually. And usually you give people the fright of their life if you're coming up behind them and you beep beep like that. But I think maybe I'll invest in a bell instead. And again, your light just clicks on here. I don't know if you'll see it. No, it's too bright. So that's that. This here, I purchased this myself. I found it quite hard to find a bag that would actually fit around the frame because it's quite a chunky frame. But I found this one on Amazon. And it straps underneath and round about here. But yeah, a lot of the other ones, the straps aren't very big on it. So just watch for that if you're going to order it. If you're going to buy this bike and you're going to order anything, like a wee bag for it or anything like that, make sure you find one that's going to have big enough straps to go around the frame of the bike. Let me think. So the bike is a folding bike. I'm not going to lie, the bike is heavy, so don't be like led into false sense of security thinking that you're going to be able to lift this no problem on and off a train, etc. Obviously I'm a female, maybe a male would go on a little bit better with it, but it is a heavy bike and can be quite awkward to lift and carry when it is folded. But it's handy for putting in the back of the car, like just a normal car, you'll fit it in the back seat. No problem at all. But as I say, it can be a little bit awkward to carry because it is pretty heavy. But yep, I've had this bike now since Christmas, as I say. It's now June, the end of June. But due to work and everything else, I've only actually managed to get it out and about the past 6 weeks, I would say. I just got brought out the box about 6-8 weeks ago. So, yep. But I must have done at least about 100 miles on it now. And yeah, love the bike. It's absolutely fantastic. But we'll talk about some issues that I've been having. So, oh, something buzzing past my ear. So, ever since I got the bike and I was out on it, when you get the bike obviously delivered, everything's made up on the bike except the front tyre. So you've got to put the front tyre on yourself. If you're like me and you're not too clued up on stuff like that, it's maybe best to get someone else to do it for you. But it was pretty easy, it was pretty simple. The bike seat had to be put in. Obviously the handlebars were folded down. I'll show you how the bike folds up in just a wee minute. But yeah, the only issue that I've had is when I was riding the bike, it was making this really, really loud noise, like wong, 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 like really, I couldn't figure out what it was, but I knew it was coming from the front wheel. So I'm not really experienced in having bikes. I've not had a bike for a long time, so I wasn't really sure what it was. But it turns out the I knew it was something to do with the front brakes, so I took it to like a bike repairman who just had a little look at the brakes for me, and it turns out, well, obviously it's been like this since I got it, so it was delivered like this. It's nothing too major, but still, it's a brand new bike. You expect it to get to you in pristine condition. Anyway, it turns out the brake disc is a tiny little bit askew, like a tiny little bit, not straight, so it's kind of rubbing against the brake pad, which was making that really bad noise. Also, my brakes were really loose. Before I took it to the bike repairman, he tightened them all up for me and everything, which has made it a lot better. He's also readjusted the brakes for me, the brake pads, so it is still rubbing slightly, but it's not making the really loud noise while I'm just cycling. But I'm not going to lie, the brakes on this bike are absolutely terrible. Like, I'm definitely going to have to replace the brakes. It's a really heavy bike, and then when I'm on it, obviously it's even heavier, and sometimes you can be a little bit scared to get up to full speed, especially going downhill, through fear of not being able to stop in time. So that's definitely something to watch out for, and if you're going to get this bike, be prepared to maybe get the brakes changed, because the brake, for the kind of bike that it is, the brakes really let it down. So even though I've had the brakes adjusted, it's even though I've had the brakes adjusted, it's making a when I pull on the brakes, the squeaking noise is absolutely unbelievable. It's piercing. So yeah, definitely looking to get them changed sometime soon. But yeah, that's definitely something to watch out for. But apart from that, there's not been any issues with the bike at all. I'm absolutely chuffed with it, big time. As I say, the brakes can be really annoying when they squeak all the time, give people the fright of their life, but hey ho. Hopefully once I get the brakes changed, that'll change. Oh, there's a wee pooch over at the end. So, yep. Also, the pedals, they fold in, which is quite handy. So I'm going to ask my sister if she can hold the camera for me, so I can, yes, my sister. Ooh, ultra zoom, woohoo. Just so I can show you, or try and show you, how the bike folds. So, right, so if you're going to fold your bike up, you've got a part here that you just loosen off, and then that hangs by the side there. Here you've got a little safety catch, so make sure that's lifted up. Always make sure that's put down when you unfold your bike. There we go, that does that. This bit can be a little bit tricky, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, oh, Jesus. The bike is heavy, but that's it basically. That's it, that's how the bike folds up. So as you can see, it is quite awkward to carry, but if you're going to, like, if you're just wanting it to fit it in the car, etc., or in your van, whatever, then it's ideal. Also, this comes off pretty easily as well. This has just got a, again, little switch there. That just lifts right out, like so. I usually just keep that in there. There we go. But yep, that's it. Do a wee 360. Right, now we'll struggle to get. So now we'll show you how to put it back up again. Again, if you're extra strong, this will be extra easier for you than it is for me. Come in this side, Ainsley. So again, closing that over, popping your wee safety catch in. Oh, let's just switch back up like that, and like that, sorted, that's it. And then obviously, pop your wheels back,
Pedals.
Your pedals, snap them back up, yep.